What's going on, toy fans? Aaron here at Empire Toys 1138, and on this video we are going to be going through my top 10 Power Rangers Lightning Collection figures. Okay guys, we're going to go through my top 10 Lightning Collection figures. Now these are only the figures in my collection, not anything else. I only stick to Mighty Morphin, the Expanded Universe, as like the Boom Studios comic, Zeo, because I grew up with Zeo, and that is basically it, guys. I do not get any of the other seasons because I didn't watch it as a kid, so I'm not bothering with buying them. So there are some awesome figures out there. I'm not discrediting them being not worthy of being in the top 10, but these are top 10 in my collection and what I think are basically my favourite figures in the range. So guys, there will be some honourable mentions as well, a few figures that should really be in the top 10, but the actual toy design of it has actually let it down. So guys, without further ado, before we start, please make sure you are liking this video, hitting that, smashing that, punching that, whatever you're going to do, that like button below really does help. And also, please, if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please do so. There's loads and loads of great videos out there. I've already done a top 10 before, the top 10 Star Wars Black Series figures. Go check that out after. Make sure you watch this video first, and then after that, go check it out. So guys, without further ado, let's hit that top 10. So number 10 here is probably the first, I think it is, I'm 100%, well, not 100%, I'm 99% sure this is the first figure that I picked up in my Lightning Collection journey, and it is the White Ranger here, Tommy, from Season 2. Now, I'm pretty sure he is the first figure I bought, because I'm pretty sure he was part of the first wave. Now, he's a little bit dirty. I have taken him out for toy photography, but and he's also quite loose now, because he's been posed around, but he's still an awesome figure. A really good statement to start off the Lightning Collection through Tommy, and in the White Ranger outfit as well. Again, Lightning Collection is renowned for a bit of paintwork damage, so he has got a little bit of paintwork on his shield. You're probably going to notice from this, I am a sucker for a Power Ranger who has like armor, has a shield on him, so you probably noticed that in this top 10. But there we go, Tommy, White Ranger, kicking us off at number 10. Number 9. Right, so guys, number 9 is the almighty, the Emperor of Evil himself, Lord Zedd. Now, this is the second version of Lord Zedd. This was the one that came in the marriage pack with Rita Repulsa. More on that later. I did have the one that came out first edition, but when I got this one, I thought there was no point having two Zeds that were basically identical. The only thing this one does had was a bit more detailing added to him. So I got rid of that Zedd, but I've kept this one. And guys, when they put Zedd out, it was a statement. It was, we're making bad guys, we're making monsters, as well as the Lightning Collection actual making Rangers. We are going to be making the bad guys, which I feel when Bandai made the Legacy figures, I've got nothing wrong with the Legacy figures, they never made any bad guys, which is what I wanted, which is what part of the appeal of this whole thing is the elaborate monsters they came out with, these kind of scary looking monsters for kids back in the days. Like this dude, literally Lord Zedd's got his brain sticking out there. Anyway, this made number 9. Really, really happy with him. Again, another figure that gets taken out for toy photography. He's got his little grenade that makes the monsters grow big, and he's got his staff that he sort of shoots his lightning down with. Happy with that. Number 9. Number 8. So guys, you might be, who know me, realise you can probably see behind me here, I'm sorry about the glare, I am a massive, I don't know how much you can see there, a massive Green Ranger collector. He is my favourite Ranger, but you'll be quite surprised that number 8 is Tommy in the Green Ranger outfit. Now the only reason I say that, the only reason he's so high up on my top 10 is that this is the Legacy Green Ranger. You could see there, he's got his silver part of his helmet. I wanted the original Green Ranger, which has been released. Us over here in the UK haven't received him yet. I have him on pre-order. That is why he wasn't higher up. But he's still an awesome figure. You can't do any Power Ranger figures or anything you release without making a Green Ranger. But this one also as well, if you can see there, hopefully it's not too much out of focus. His helmet has not been painted properly. Normally I'm a quite easy going with the paintwork, but I really notice that missing part of his helmet there that's not been coloured in, and that kind of really bugs me, and I see it in the photos and everything I take, and that's another reason why it hasn't scored higher on my list. But still an awesome figure. As you can see, I've got him in sort of a karate chop hand on, and just a normal hand that we should be used to play the dragon dagger, but there we go. So anyway guys, number 8. Number 7. Guys, how can you have, in the modern age, and I hear it a lot with people, especially toy collectors, army building, army building, army building, whether it be G.I. Joes or stormtroopers or foot soldiers, certain characters you can get away with army building, and they tend to be the kind of goons of the bad guy world, and Power Rangers is no different. We have here the putties here, so I got picked out 3 of them out of my collection. I do actually have 5 of them, so I bought 2 double packs, and I got the one that came with that Green Ranger Tommy that we've just seen previously. But I was so happy when they brought out putties. They were going to come, but it was a matter of if, when, and what was going on. I like the way they've all got different paint jobs on their chests, just a little bit of determined, so you can just tell them apart. Makes it a little bit easier when you're army building. But I was so happy they got it. I don't have a Lord Zedd putty yet because I was umming and ahhing about it, and at the time I wanted, I put the money into buying something else, and now they're out of stock. I'm not in a rush to buy them. I'm going to focus on Season 1 putties for the time being. If a double pack or something comes out in the future with Zedd putties, I might pick it up just to have a couple, but I'm in no rush to get it. But they come with, some of them come with swords, you can see there. One of them comes with a boulder, as you can see in this one, sort of a boulder hand used to smash Power Rangers when they're not looking. Guys, they look awesome. I know I'm holding them all up here in one go, but they look awesome when they're all stretched out, accompanied by a bad guy fighting the Rangers. Such a cool figure. Hasbro, shout out to you guys for making putties. Appreciate it. Number 6. So number 6 here is Jason the Red Ranger in the Dragon Shield. Now guys, like I said, you're going to see this Dragon Shield reappearing down the line. I love a Ranger who wears a Dragon Shield. Now one of the things I was disappointed about when this came out was the fact that you can't take this shield off and put it on another Ranger. You have to cut them. Bit disappointed by that, because the old Rangers that I had as a kid, you took Tommy's shield off, you can put it on any of the other Rangers, make your own crazy stories up, which would have been awesome. So there we go guys, Jason with the Dragon Shield. He was passed on the power when Tommy lost his powers. I'm not going to go into the Super Sentai version, but when Tommy lost his Green Ranger powers, he transferred the shield and the power and the able to use the Dragon Sword over to Jason, and here he is here.
I guess this is it, huh? Well, it's been great. Oh, Tommy. Don't worry. I'll be all right. Huh?
And he does look cool. This came out of the double pack, which also came with Jason in his gold Zeo, so Zeo 6. It was a cool multi-pack. I think it was an exclusive they brought out. But oh man, love this figure. I always thought Jason looked the SHIT when he was donning the Dragon Shield. Number 5. So number 5 here guys is King Sphinx. Now this is without a doubt one of my favourite bad guys from Power Rangers. One of my favourite monsters they ever made. When I was a young kid, I had a VHS tape and it had this episode with him fighting Jason, and I must have worn it out constantly watching this one episode. I loved it. It's one of my favourite, probably one of the best that incorporated the Super Sentai footage as well as this. I'm not going to go into too much detail. I know the paintwork, I know they should have detailed it a little bit better, but the figure itself is awesome. He's chunky, he's bigger than the humans, he's got his staff here, he just looks alright, menacing, and he looks and scales so well next to the Rangers. I wished the wings were a little less fragile. I've tried to do a few things where I've tried to pose him and do things with the wings, and they just pop straight out. And if any guys who collects the Lightning collection will know, it's so fiddly trying to get them to get the wings and like the hands and stuff to pop in, but actually be in securely. But anyway, guys, King Sphinx is number 5 on my list. Number 4. Again, another Ranger donning the Dragon Shield. So this is Zack when Tommy transferred the Dragon Shield over to him.
Zack, here, take my shield. The powers in it will heal you and give you energy. Thanks, Tommy.
And that was like one of those moments when he did it, and then there he goes. Zack is donning the Dragon Shield. He just looked great. I love the gold on the black, which is also very fitting when I talk about the Zeo Ranger, because that's one of the reasons why I like this Zeo 6. But this was a great episode. Zack absolutely kicked Rita's arse all over the place when he was donning the Dragon Shield, and I just think the Ranger looks cool with it. It just gives it that extra touch to them when they are dragoned up. So cool. So there you go, number 4 on my list. So guys, before we get into the top 3, I just want to give some honourable mentions to a few of the other figures that didn't quite make it on here. The Ranger Slayer. Now, the Ranger Slayer, I think, aesthetically, is one of the best looking Rangers they have done. Now, the only reason she has not made it on my list is this cape. Now, it is so difficult to pose her with this cape. Guys, if you've got the Lightning collection, if you've got the Ranger Slayer, you probably will understand. As soon as you stand her up, this cape pulls her back. I'm not a fan of giving figures plastic capes. I prefer cloth versions. I feel like, again, this should be better if it was cloth, and it will stop the whole weight problem. But actual figure wise, she is an awesome figure. So if you know your lore, the sword is very similar to the Sword of Darkness that Tommy uses when he was bad. So that's a cool touch to it. So the Ranger Slayer was created by Boom Studios in their comic book run. So cool, awesome, and it's got the name Slayer in it, so it's going to be cool. Rita Repulsa. So again, Rita Repulsa should have been in my top 10, but the one thing that let them down, and it might just be my figure, yours might not do it, but I cannot, without breaking it, and I've heard people that have snapped her arms, her elbow joints are awful. Now, I've pulled these up and I can actually see the sort of white stress marks to the joints that I've done on them to try and pop them, to try and get them so she can actually pose a bit better without having outstuck arms. Now, when I did pull this up, it does almost look like they've put her arms the wrong way round. So instead of her elbow like this, like maybe they're facing down, it's almost facing up, and that's where my problem lies with trying to bend her elbow joints. I was so happy when they brought Rita out, because again, another figure that I don't think they actually did release, or they did, very, very hard to come by. So very happy with that, but then also, in his way, I was very let down due to the fact that her elbows will not move. And then very quickly, again, another figure that only came out in the Command Center playset was Alpha, so huge, massive happiness. Sorry, I'm trying to even get my words out here of how buzzing I was that they brought Alpha out. Wasn't available. I was so gutted that this was a Walmart exclusive. Nowhere over in the UK was selling him and Zordon. I'm not getting involved in the Zordon. It doesn't look great, but Alpha's fantastic. So massive shout out to Bobby 80s who got that for me from Walmart and shipped it over to me. So happy about it. Also, there we go. I talked about him earlier. Jason as Zeo 6, the Gold Ranger. Again, like I said, the black and gold look for the Ranger is awesome. I loved it. I was always, when I was a kid, I was a Tommy fan. I have to admit it. But I did like Jason as well. It was kind of hard for me to take Jason being the 6th Ranger. That was always Tommy. Tommy's always the cool one that had the shield and everything for me as a kid. But a bit older now, I can kind of appreciate Jason wearing it, because I would have to say that Jason probably was my 2nd favourite Ranger. And he does look awesome as Zeo 6. So, number 3, the evil Tommy, Lord Drakken. So, in the Boom comics, they did an alternate reality where Tommy actually doesn't become good, he stays bad, he becomes Lord Drakken here. As you can see, he's got a kind of half white, half green look to him. That's because he, in the comics, absorbed, well, he was the Green Ranger, he absorbed the White Ranger's powers when they were trying to transfer to Jason and became this ultimate evil in the galaxy. He killed Rita, all this crazy stuff, and became like this badass Lord Drakken. Cool figure, I loved it. It was something new, something different. He just looks evil, doesn't he? Like, He just looks like, and to have a Ranger being bad was always cool. Like you had the Psycho Rangers and stuff like that, and it was always cool when a Ranger was a bad guy. So really, really, really impressed when they brought out Lord Drakken, and a really good idea as well. So hopefully in the future, you know, if Hasbro makes some new TV shows or a film and everything, they can maybe incorporate that into and use Jason David Frank, because he'll be that age. His age now will be reflective of what Lord Drakken was in these comics. Awesome figure. Awesome figure. Number 2. So, bit of backlash with Goldar when they re-released him. There was not a real much of a point of re-releasing him without his wings. Now, this one is the one that has wings, although they were taken off to fit better on the shelf and sort of have a more of a season 1 kind of pose. But Goldar, I've always loved Goldar. He was one of, again, definitely my favourite of Rita's gang. You know, he was like always retreated and everything, but he was just always cool. Again, now they've released the monsters. I wish they made him a little bit bigger now to reflect the monsters. But, you know, I know what Hasbro are like. They're gonna release more stuff, aren't they? So it wouldn't surprise me if there's a third release of Goldar, who is actually the same size as King Sphinx and the Pumpkin Rapper. But he is cool. I like the way you can take his wings out and everything. He is menacing. He does scale really well next to the Rangers, and he's got a good range of motion. I like Goldar. He was one of, probably, again, another one of my favourite bad guys from Power Rangers. So I'd like to say a big thank you guys for watching the video. Again, I said it earlier, please make sure if you're still with me now, like and subscribe to the channel. I really, really appreciate it. Help the channel grow. It's what it's all about. So guys, number 1. It's another Lord Drakken. So this, I believe, is Evolution 3 Lord Drakken. So when he's in the comics, what he was doing, he was absorbing other Rangers. He was absorbing their morphers to become as powerful as possible. And this was kind of his final form before being defeated. Now, again, what I've said before, real running theme through this video. Shielded armor, Black Ranger, gold is where I'm at. I do like the extra touch of the redness. You know, you can't have a bad guy wearing all black without not having some sort of red, especially a dark red on him, just to show, you know, he's an evil guy. And so there he goes. Again, like I mentioned before with the Ranger Slayer, the cape was awful, which is why she never placed. This obviously is this cape is a lot longer. Still not happy that it's all plastic, but he does make sure he stands a lot better because he can sort of the weight of him can kind of sit on the cape, which obviously gives him a better posability and everything. So there we go. Lord Drakken Evo 3 is my number 1 figure out of the Lightning collection. And if that figure wasn't bad enough and awesome enough, he does come with this crazy lot of lightning effect. This green lightning. He comes with these 4 Ranger helmets that can all be put on your green, pink, red and yellow Ranger. Cracked helmets, damaged helmets. It just gives it a lovely, lovely aesthetic. There's another bit of green lightning there, which is cool. Again, a nice cool touch with this also. This stand it comes on, it does have a little groove in it where you can stick the saber in it. Now my only downside of it was that when they released it, the saber they gave still had his head, whereas in the comics Lord Drakken actually ripped the sword's head off. So that would have been a bit of a cooler touch, but it's still cool, man. There you go, guys. That was my top 10. I hope, again, you're still here with me. Really, really, really appreciate that you've watched the video and everything. Please now go and check out my top 10 Star Wars Black series. It should come up somewhere here to now go view. Guys, thank you very much for watching. Again, I will reiterate, please like and subscribe to the channel, and I will see you very, very soon for another video. Peace.